Right. So let's get into risk assessment, the basic steps. We've watched the video, we've seen the different need to have a risk assessment. Remember, even your day-to-day life, we all do risk assessment subconsciously. In decisioning, in our choices, we do a risk assessment. In the choice of friends, spouses, family, acquaintances, we do risk assessment. You do it subconsciously. Choices of school for the kids, choices of religious or worship centers, choices of groceries, choices of restaurants, we do subconsciously a risk assessment. If a restaurant or a store has a bad reputation for, food poisoning, I bet you and I will probably never touch those restaurants, right? If certain gas stations are prone to, crime in the middle of the evening or, in the night, we definitely will not step into those kind of places. But those are risk assessment you're doing in your day-to-day life also. So what are the basic steps in terms of technology in general? One, identifying the assets you have. It means, let's think about it. In your home front today, the first step is, God forbid, if your house is burgled and you said the cops come, the first thing they will ask is what was stolen. Imagine you and I saying, well, I don't know. Then it looks really awkward. So step one is first, do we even know the assets we have? So identifying the assets that are valuable to your organization. In our case today, it's a hospital system and they have different assets like MRI, CT scan. This hospital that we watched earlier on in Minnesota, they mentioned they have devices for infusion pump. So when they do infusion for patients, they are also controlled by technology, which is creepy. Imagine those infusion pumps being compromised and releasing excessive dose to a patient or releasing minimal dose. So really, lives are at stake. It has implication on life in general. The second thing is identifying the threats. What are the threats? So in your mind, even all of us subconsciously, we are thinking of what are the threats. Yes, what are the threats to what I have? If I have a Ferrari, there are some neighborhood you probably not feel comfortable parking your Ferrari, I suspect, right? Certain neighborhood you feel, wait a minute, I'm not sure I want to park my Ferrari here. Why? Because statistically, historically, it's probably prone to theft. So you don't want to probably park your Ferrari in such a neighborhood, right? Another big one is very important, identify the vulnerabilities, which is just the weakness that can be exploited. Many times, attackers actually don't look for industries, so to speak. They are looking for vulnerabilities. That's all they care about. So now, certain industries happen to be slow to adapting new technology that remediate some of those risks. So because of that, they are more prone. Healthcare does not adapt to technology as fast as like your financial insurance, So because of that, they tend to be more vulnerable, right? So that's really the issue. For example, outdated software, weak password, those are big, big ones out there. Another one is access control. So think about it for a second, right? At the end of the day, we have to constantly evaluate who has access to what, right? At the end of the day, that's a big deal in any organization. This is a big one, determining the likelihood and the impact on your business. For example, let's think about this together. I can say depends on your neighborhood, you can say the likelihood of your home being burgled is high, medium, or low. Now, what about the impact? What is the impact on you as a home or as a business? So, for example, if I own a business in certain downtown area, what's the likelihood of my business being burgled? I might say, well, because this area is known for high gang rate or high crime, the likelihood may be high. What is the impact on my business? The impact might be really high too. Now, sometimes you might say the impact is really minimal because I have insurance. So you would determine that. Every business will determine what is the likelihood of occurrence and what is the impact. Those are business decisions we take. Now, many times, pause, many times, each of these decisioning is actually a function of understanding the way your business works. So it's not enough to say, well, this is what I think. It's more understanding the business as a whole. That's the gist about it in general. All right. So the next thing is risk evaluation. At the end of the day, we have to still say, well, what is the likelihood? What is the impact? Then what is the overall risk for me? And many times the way this is evaluated will be a combination of the likelihood slash impact that would eventually show me what is the severity in general. So I'll give an example. If the likelihood is high, the impact is high, it's fair to say my overall risk should be high, right? Logically. So every company will determine the logic they use to come up with that number of high risk, medium, or low. And today you see it in a bit when you guys work together real quick. Another thing is mitigation planning. Very important, everybody. Is not enough to tell me I have a problem. As a matter of fact, most times, believe it or not, people know they have a problem. So don't tell me anything new. It's nothing new. Oh, I have a problem. Okay, big deal. All of us know, most people know we have a problem already. The question is, what are we going to do about it? That's the value you and I bring to an organization. It's not enough to tell me, okay, yeah, you guys have a problem, we've scanned it. And this scanning is like using antivirus, right? They can scan and tell us if there's a vulnerability or if there's a virus. The most important piece of the puzzle is, what are we going to do about it? How do I fix it? Okay, good job. I know I have a problem. Let me give you an example. If you're a server administrator and I realize you've not enabled multi-factor authentication, even I, a regular user, I'm using multi-factor authentication, right? Either my text or an authenticator application. Then you, as the server administrator, hello, I think you should have it enabled. So the easy fix to that is enable it. Simple fix. Then build a policy around to make sure that in future, other people understand you need to enable it. That's it. That's the fix, you know? And the big challenge many times is that every organization will determine what kind of risk they would accept or not. Sometimes it's okay to accept certain risks because of many factors, either the implication of cost, either the implication in terms of the resources I need to hire. Sometimes it might require me to build new processes within my organization. And sometimes it might require me to bring in new leadership or governance in my organization. So, because of all of these factors, it makes it very, very important to have a mitigation plan. All right. Can we all type this if you don't mind? Can we all say mitigation plan real quick? If you don't mind, can you type it real quick? Let's just put mitigation plan. Let's type that real quick. Because these are the popular buzzwords you will hear. They'll say, tell me about your mitigation plan. And, in the future, I'll do a class on SBAR, just some strategy people use to fix stuff. And, what's the situation, behavior, the analysis, then the result. We'll get into that maybe a different um, launch and learn. Okay, we try to do this as much as possible to just with our community to keep the learning going. That's our commitment to our community for sure. All right, so the final one is documentation and reporting. At the end of the day, whatever you find, whatever you've written, there should be appropriate documentation and a strategy to report it, right? So, very important now. Ladies and gentlemen, think about it for a second. Why do we need to report? Who cares about the reporting? Always remember the leadership are the ones that care about the reporting at the end of the day. So that's really the gist of it. Then, of course, very important, long down the road, continuous monitoring and review. All that is saying is no matter what you do, we need a loop to keep checking if there are changes. You and I can agree one of the biggest change in the world today, we can agree, is the advent and introduction of AI models to every business. Think about it, the way our world changed. 3 years ago, the big change was, okay, COVID came, a lot of remote workers, remote workforce was a big organizational cultural shift and change. 2 years down the road, 3 years, it became a cultural shift in terms of how we do business also now from an AI angle. So there's always those changes. So the continuous monitoring will say, okay, whatever the new changes, the risk is, we keep adapting, enhancing it, modifying it, monitoring those changes to keep us equally relevant. Okay. All right. So that's the part of it. Let's leave that part for a second and do the fun part. Before we jump into the fun part, okay, actually, we can just jump into it right now. I wanted to show you a video. The video is just 2 minutes, so you can just see what the whole gist about is about, in terms of, a real life environment of the hospital system. So I wanted to just kind of, let's watch that for, 2 minutes, then we jump into our work. Okay.
Look, I'll cut the malarkey. We're facing a
Give me one
critical
second. Let's
fundraising
get
deadline.
this.
With election just around the corner.
In the heart of a bus.
All right. So let me quickly share this again. And then after this, we just do our working session real quick. You guys have fun with this. This is a good video to show you the reason we are doing this for your hospital system. We do one together, then you guys work as a team. All right, let's go.
Bustling city, St. Bartholomew Hospital stood as a beacon of health and hope. A few years ago, the hospital decided to upgrade its facilities, bringing in state-of-the-art MRI and CT scan machines. Excitement filled the air, but little did they know, this leap towards progress would test their resilience like never before. The hospital had always prided itself on its diligence and commitment to patient safety. However, in their eagerness to embrace these new technologies, they overlooked one crucial step: a comprehensive risk assessment. The machines arrived, gleaming and promising a new era of diagnostic precision. But the hospital soon found itself grappling with unexpected challenges. The first few weeks were fraught with technical glitches and malfunctions. The hospital staff were not adequately trained to handle the complexities of these sophisticated machines. The lack of a robust risk assessment meant they were unprepared for the issues that arose, leading to delays in patient diagnosis and treatment. Worse yet, a few patients even experienced adverse reactions due to incorrect scan settings. Faced with these mounting problems, the hospital administration realized the need for a strategic shift. They decided to bring in a team of experts to conduct a thorough risk assessment, identifying potential pitfalls and devising strategies to overcome them. The risk assessment team left no stone unturned. They evaluated everything from machine operation and maintenance protocols to staff training and emergency response plans. The team also looked into the hospital's data security measures, ensuring the privacy and security of patient health information. This comprehensive risk assessment was a game changer. It paved the way for corrective measures, including intensive staff training, establishment of robust maintenance protocols, and the implementation of stringent data security measures. The hospital's journey was a tough one, but it was not in vain. Today, St. Bartholomew Hospital stands tall not just as a beacon of hope, but also as a symbol of resilience and adaptability. The MRI and CT scan machines, once seen as a daunting challenge, are now integral parts of the hospital's diagnostic arsenal. The story of St. Bartholomew Hospital underscores the critical importance of risk assessment. It serves as a stark reminder that progress, while desirable, should never compromise safety. Risk assessment is not simply a box to be ticked off. It's a crucial step in ensuring the safety of patients and the smooth operation of healthcare facilities.
All right, all right. Okay, let's pause there, and I'll share the link so you guys can enjoy the video also at your time. Now, today, let's jump in. Now we have an idea of why it's important to have a risk assessment, to always do a risk assessment. I hope it's really helpful to give you context around why it's so critical and important. So let's quickly do some working session. So what I'm going to do real quick, I'll share my screen and you guys will see what I want us to do. We'll do one together. Then after that, I'll make you all go do yours yourself. Okay. And I've shared the file. Let me share with you all this screen. You'll see you guys have access to this screen. This is the screen here, right, everybody? And you'll notice here that in the screen, you guys have, we are looking at the MRI machine that was deployed to the hospital and the CT scan machine. And we are saying, what are the potential vulnerabilities? We said, okay, one, unauthorized access to the internet system via phishing attack. That was one. We said data leakage due to, insecure cloud storage configuration. So I said in this case, likelihood is high, impact is high. Then data leakage, I said, um, the likelihood of that happening is medium, the impact is high. Am I sharing my screen? Let me double check. Yes. So what I want us to do as a team, and I'll put us in a group, is you look at this other risk and feel free to add your own risk into the picture, okay? I just put this risk, but you can add your risk and say, you know what? This is an additional risk that you feel you should consider. In my case, you can score this existing risk and add one more risk. Your risk might be, well, for MRI machine, let's call it, just give it hypothetically, just make this like 7 if you want to. And you can see maybe your risk is risk of, lack of multi-factor authentication. Whatever your risk is, then tell me what is the likelihood of that happening. You can say what's the likelihood of, not enabling, you know, multi-factor authentication. I might say the likelihood is medium, the impact is high because that could be a big deal. Then the score naturally, you know, would be different. So you can do that too. But the first thing I wanted to do is look at this uh, from 003 to 0056, rank it yourself, the likelihood and impact. Column C and D is what I want us to work on as a team. If you understand that, give me thumbs up. If you don't, I can repeat it again. So what I'm saying is simple. This is the template people use to check their risk assessment. The big one I want us to focus on is this two column. Let me highlight it so you can see it. This one's in blue. The likelihood and impact is what I want us to focus on. Look at the risk and tell me what is the likelihood and the impact on the hospital system in this case. Once you score it, it will automatically change. Let's do one together. Then you guys will do the last one. What do you think is the likelihood of an insider threat leading to unauthorized data access to the hospital? If you guys don't mind, type it. What do you guys think? Go ahead and type it. Okay, somebody said insider, the likelihood is high. Okay, okay, I'll take that. What about the impact? Okay, I'll take I too. Okay, let's take I. So you notice once you put those two together, the score would automatically change. You can see it has changed to 9 because that's the way it's designed. This is times whatever it is. Each of them is 3. So this is 3 times 3. It will just score it to 9. So I want us to work as a group. Do 004 to 006. Then you can add one more. Create one for yourself, 007. Then we can have maybe each of the group can just talk about what they saw. Let's do that for the next 15 minutes and we'll come back. And what you will notice, everybody, please, this is the most, important part of the program for today. If you don't do this part, honestly, you've missed out. This is why our program is different. For some of you texting me, yes, we have a program kicking up on Saturday, June 15th. Thank you for those of you that have registered already. Some of you that don't know our style, this is really what you'll see us do. And that was, you can tell it's a different model entirely. We are focused on execution, making you to work hands-on and work on real project. You submit the assignment, we go through it also. But what I'm going to do is I'll create us in a group of each of you will be 10. Once you're in a group, you will notice one thing. There would be silence, okay? And don't worry, you hear silence. The silence is just it's just to show that that you you're about to be moved to a group, and I'll be moving around those group, okay? So make sure you participate. It's always fun, really. So don't leave. Very, very important. And I'll bring us back in 10 minutes. Once you get to your group, please immediately somebody start sharing their screen because you all have access to this document. Start sharing your screen and just talk about it and just have fun with it. We'll make it a group of 6 or let's say a group of 5, just 5 people. And please take ownership. Don't wait for anybody. Just take leadership, take ownership, and just have fun. All right. So we'll let you guys. I will let you guys choose your group. We have blue group. We have green. We have red. We have orange, and we have red, orange, then red, orange, yellow group. Okay, then yellow group. So choose any of them. Okay, any of those group. I would let you open. I will let you choose your group now. If you don't choose a group in the next 1 minute, I'll just add you to any group. Okay, so don't worry. Just choose any group. You have those 5 groups to choose from. All right, let's have fun, folks. Go ahead and choose those group. You can choose a group. The option is there. Just check your screen. You'll be able to choose a group. it automatically just choose the group. It's there. All right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for taking the time out, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, and I saw that most of us already did some amazing stuff during the risk assessment, selecting new. If you don't mind, do me a favor. Whatever new area you selected, can you copy and paste it in the group so that we can all learn from everybody else? And let me tell you one thing I would always tell you, a nice idea is always we have all these tools available. We can as well use it. ChatGPT is always good. Just sneak it in there, and you can always definitely um, get some suggestion there. So that's always a good idea. So copy and paste what your thoughts are. We like to wrap up with thank you, Group Green. You can always, with a quick quiz if you don't mind. Let's quickly do this together. If you've never used Kahoot, is a tool we use in our community. Pretty cool tool. And you can just let me share my screen. Go to kahoot.it, everybody. Kahoot.it. 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 All right. Okay. If you've seen it, give me thumbs up. Let's just get started. Blue, green, Kahoot.it is a really cool tool. We can learn a lot together. I like that. Staff awareness and training. Can we all go to kahoot.it, Kahoot.it? It's a very short question, short quiz. And for those of us asking about the program, I will show you guys the screen after we are done. But just go to skillweed.com and register there. The information is there already. And believe it, this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is how we roll. Imagine you having access to this kind of level of information, interaction on a weekly basis for 5 weeks on different areas. Just amazing. The pin is the Kahoot pin is 5046748. 5046748. Kahoot is 5046748. All right. Thank you, everybody. All right, let's go. Let me get it started and you can feel free to join. But it's a good tool. Some of your kids, most of our kids use it in their school. So it's just a gamification program that is pretty cool. All right. True or false? Let's see. Risk assessment is the process of analyzing cybersecurity threat. True or false? Let's see what you guys think. Let's go. And feel free to still join. Yeah, let's go. Just gauge your knowledge, gauge your. Excellent, excellent. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, green team is, you know, pulling strong here. What are examples of vulnerabilities out there? What are some examples of vulnerabilities out there? Well, to be honest, virtually, um, yeah, let's see what you guys think. I'll give you a hint. It's okay for you to be all too. All right, all right. Okay. So, perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's see another one here. All right, green team is still leading. Let's see. What can be the impact of threats exploiting vulnerabilities? What are some of those potential impact of threats? Financial loss, reputation damage, interruption to operations, quite a number of them really. That can be really, really bad. Excellent. Thank you. Let's go to another one real quick. Green team is still leading. Come on, blue. Let's see if we can overtake them real quick. All right. What are example of risk controls? Risk controls, preventive, detective, corrective, recovery. All right. So this is an exam question for people that take all CISA exam. So normally we have what we call preventive controls, detective control, corrective control. Preventive will be like your door. Detective will be like your camera. And your corrective control would be like your insurance. So the answer should be preventive, detective, corrective. Recovery, eh, but yeah, we have four of them selected also. So all of them are also applicable because you can have a disaster recovery team helping you out also. So this is good. All right, we're almost done here. Okay, we have green team still leading. All right. True or false? Risk assessment help organization understand threats, vulnerability, and potential impact. Hmm. You almost get this one. All right. True or false? Vulnerability, threats, and potential impact. Excellent. Ooh, I like that. About 90%. Okay. Green team is still leading. This is the final chance for you all to overtake them. 2 months ago. What is risk assessment? Process of identifying, analyzing, and evaluating risk. Process of evaluating, identifying a loan, analyzing a loan. All right. Excellent. 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 Okay. Final question. What is vulnerability analysis? Ha ha ha. Analyzing potential threats, assessing developing together strategies, identifying weakness asset. Everything sounds reasonable. Yeah, kind of. Okay, let's see what we got. Identify weakness in assets. Okay, let's see the winner. All right, red team, top place, second place, we have blue team, and the winner is the green team. All right, thank you, green team. Let's give them some love and congratulations. No player eating, folks. Let's still give them some love. All right, finally, a lot of you asked me about the upcoming program. Yes, we kick off tomorrow for the program. And if you want to register, like most of you asked me, just go to academy.skillweed.com and you will see the program there specifically. That's the place you just go to register for the program. And if you get there, you see the program here already. The information is there also already. You have the option of payment plan here. You can go 2 or 3 times. If you don't want to do that, there are people that just go straight to the purchase screen and they can use different option also. There's Affirm, Cash App, Klarna also, and different option available for the payment also. The classes are going to be 5 weeks, and it will be Saturdays 2 to 4:30 p.m. Central Time, Sunday 2 to 4:30 Central Time, and on Wednesday 8 to 9:30 p.m. Central Time. Typical question again. We help with resume optimization. After you develop your draft, which we guide, we have your prep with the Lions Den. Some of you must have seen our Lions Den segment. Let me show you what that looks like. It's a segment we just prepare you for interviews, really. And it's so important because at the end of the day, it's not just about you having the knowledge, but how do you articulate it in an interview scenario also? So you see our segment here. We have a lot of videos of recordings of different interview segments. Make sure you go in and watch the Lions Den also, and take it as an opportunity for you. Just exploit, and more importantly, God's willing, when you get a job, we also have a support team which we call the War Room. The War Room are folks that that are working, that are recent, that we just keep supporting each other. If you have a project, you need to brainstorm. We quickly schedule a time. We just jump in together, go through it with you. We don't have to know it all, but by the time you have 2, 3, 4 people brainstorming with you, most time we just carve a knowledge base for ourselves to move forward. But it's been a pleasure. Utilize this skill in your interview scenario. Use it for yourself, and we'll try and do this as often as possible. Every now and then, just sneak in a session to on a topic and just enjoy it. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the day. I'll see you all tomorrow. For those of us that have registered, I look forward to it. It's going to be amazing and life transformational. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
In the heart of Africa, a flame ignites, a rhythm so